it is, Super Disky fans. It's just about time at the business end of what has been an unbelievable season up to this point that has captured the imagination, that we came out of our shock and awe and helped you count down the top 10 best goals we've seen in ABSA Premiership football from the months of February up till April. We'll start off at number 10 with Sizwe Mabena, proving that, yes, experience does mean players get better and better. He captures the imagination, he looks even better, and every now and then serves up a bit of magic that even showed Free State Stars some stars.
Nice touch. Now Mabena, long range shot. Oh, it's a great goal, Mabena, but the goalkeeper has let it slip through his hands, and Ajax are right back in the game. This so far, Brian Mate, is the tail of the keepers tonight.
It takes an upward bound, which is always tricky for the keeper. It's that bound. We have done better there.
Our 9th best goal in ABSA Premiership football in that same time period between February and April came from the same match. Mohamed Anas showing that while his stint at Free State Stars, which is his second in ABSA Premiership football, is one of a man who's grown used to and better under the umbrella of ABSA Premiership football. And while he's doing it for Stars in a game where he gave one of his best ever performances and also one of the best ever post-match interviews.
February with a mistake at the back, and is he punished? Yes, he is. And that says thank you very much. Very poor kick out by the goalkeeper, and Markaman got caught there, and Ajax pay the penalty.
And I appreciate my fans also. My wife and my girlfriend. My wife. Yeah, sorry to say. I'm so sorry, my wife. Listen, I love you so much.
Now, SuperSport United and Kaizer Chiefs met in a match where there was a lot of familiar faces in the way of SuperSport United players and coach that had moved from Kaizer Chiefs and had in fact won, the championship with Kaizer Chiefs in a thoroughly thrilling match, while Masango reminded Kaizer Chiefs faithful what they were missing with a truly classy goal on a day of proper entertainment and a day that defines what the ABSA Premiership season has been all about. The city of Cape Town has, over the years in the history of the ABSA Premiership, served up some memorable teams and at times memorable players. You'll remember Siwatla's goal as a teenager, announcing himself as the youngest ever scorer in South African football. Whilst this year they've served up a new team in Cape Town City. They've done everything in style, have served up plenty of goals, entertainment and drama, especially against some of the heavy hitters, including the fact that they're in the running for the ABSA Premiership title challenge at the end of the season, right up until the last few weeks. Aubrey Ngoma is one man who, when he has scored for them, has done so in style right back to his Ducks days against Ajax Cape Town and even his Aces days. He's done it again for the new boys in the ABSA Premiership block.
Now the pace of Ngoma, still Ngoma with a chance, Ngoma with a rightful goal. That is an absolute stunner. What a goal, Aubrey Ngoma. It's going to be another night for Aubrey Ngoma.
Even going back to his days out at Ajax Cape Town and Maritzburg United, Ndata Vilakazi is not a man who scored many goals, nor many memorable ones. Now, out at Free State Stars, they are once again involved in a relegation battle that means everybody has to play their part, including Vilakazi, who scored a stunner.
Sitting up for a header there was Klamini, but it's fallen here for Vilakazi, who strokes the ball into the back of the net. Free State Stars back on level terms. Not even 18 minutes have gone by, and indeed 2 goals in this game. He had time to pick his spot. He did so.
Now, Mokgakolo Dingele, the Botswana international, during his time out at Platinum Stars, used to rock the very best in the way of shaking things up for Stars in the impressive cup run a few years ago. He moved on to Mamelodi Sundowns, where it didn't necessarily shake things up the way he would have liked to, and left it until late after his move to Bidvest Wits to, well, contribute in a season where Wits could make history and clinch it all. Now, since we started the Super Disky Top 10 countdown about a season ago, one player is currently featured more than any other in the history of Absa Premiership football. That, of course, is the Kaizer Chiefs legend, absolute legend, in Sphiwe Tshabalala. This season, whilst he hasn't rocked the back of the net on a regular basis, when he has done so, he's given us, well, pieces of magic. Here is Shaba.
Mandan, Arwenekeno, Bona, Shaki! Oh, Shaki goal! Obama Shaba! Amota Kamtomargiro, Tindati, Shebe, Barwade, Shiki, goal! Turmunai, one more.
Lerato Lamola is a player that, while arrived in the Absa Premiership somewhat late, some would consider mid-20s or so, and after Bloemfontein Celtic, he didn't take long to, of course, make his mark in Absa Premiership football. Following his move to Golden Arrows, things went somewhat quiet, but he's come up with a bit of magic for Golden Arrows, who've had a stunning season, to remind us of what he has to offer in the way of individual brilliance. Well, at a time in Absa Premiership football when there were still 4 teams in the running for the title, SuperSport United and Kaizer Chiefs could ill afford a draw going into that match, but that's exactly what they gave us in a thrilling match. And you'll remember earlier we saw the Mandla Masango stunner. Now, to beat that, you had to come up with a bit of magic. And so begins the Shaba countdown all the way down to number 1.
He only scores the special ones because he's a special player. Hakim Milton Totemuna Tefela.
Now, the best goal we've seen in Absa Premiership football over the last couple of months came from a man who seems to leave his very best for the FNB Stadium. Last season, he got our best goal of the season at this very stadium against the same team in Free State Stars. And remember, it's at a venue where he rocked the world in the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Once again, here is that magician in Shaba, Abrakata.
That's the good money is on Shaba here. And it is Shaba. It's an up and down and click, click, bang! Absa Premiership football is back. And yes, he scores. Shaba. What a strike from Tshabalala. Gomedi already amongst the most impressive this season from a goalkeeping point of view, but loses out to a piece of class from Shaba.
that concludes the top 10 best goals we've seen in ABSA Premiership football over the months of April all the way through to February, going backwards, of course. And let's keep in mind, these are some stunners we've seen in a stunning season where the league race is unbelievable, where up till the last month we had 5 teams in the run. The top 8 race has also seen a whole lot of teams involved in it. And of course, there are a good number of teams, a good chunk of them, that are involved in the battle right at the bottom, meaning we close out this campaign with everybody having something to play for. It's the stuff ABSA Premiership dreams are made of until we come back with a roundup of the last month of ABSA Premiership football, including a look at the whole season.